Right, some bad news on the development front. One of the parts failed quality control. We know how to fix it, but it'll take some extra resource. It's on hold for now, but you can order the extra work from the laptop at any time.
Chris. Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to this F1 2017 career mode video, where we have a pretty shit start, not gonna lie. We have the two upgrades that would help us the most out here in Bahrain. Both of them fail. The durability upgrade came, which is really nice, but the chassis and the aerodynamic upgrades are failed, and Chris just... If you know how to fix it, why not just do it with the money Force India has? I mean, the downforce, you're gonna see this, it's gonna be so important in this race. It's like... But anyways guys, I hope you do enjoy the episode, and if you don't, that is too bad. Leave a like if you do, and yeah, maybe subscribe for more F1. So going into practice 1, you can see that we are doing the track composition program, and we're driving a purple as we usually do. Note that I have put up the difficulty to 90, so it should be a lot harder right now. So that is all nice and easy. Now on to the tire wear test. We're gonna get a purple on that as well. It was kind of tense because Bahrain is a pretty tire eating circuit on that note. But Friday and Saturday practice just wasn't on point. Also, we got a core competency upgrade because, well, we've done all the practice things. So what we can do right now is have two different upgrades. But for the upgrades to work, we have to fix them, and Chris will have to make them work perfect. And that hasn't happened so far. So Bahrain has always been kind of like a throwaway race for me. It's like, I don't like the track. I think it's just very poor. So we're going to chunk on a lot of grid penalties. We're going to start from the back in this race. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Also, we're going to do a gearbox change, or gear change. Take the gearbox penalty, just in case. So yeah, we're going to start from the back. Going to just juggle the parts back and forth. This is for qualifying, even though it has practice 3. This is qualifying because I did it like before practice 3. Because my pace just was so poor. It's like, it wasn't even realistic anymore. But yeah, let's go into qualifying and see what we can do. Jesus, I never get this right. Like, I never get this right.
Hi, it's Emma. Your qualifying goals came up in the board meeting this morning. Here's what to expect.
Okay then, so our qualifying goal is to place 8th and beat Esteban Ocon, who is our teammate, of course. So yeah, let's get into qualifying and see how it goes.
Cars are ready, the drivers are ready. We hope you're ready as qualifying is about to begin here in Bahrain. And I'm here, of course, with Anthony Davidson on what has turned out to be a very pleasant day indeed. No weather to interfere, no problems on the track, so absolutely no room for error.
That's right, Crofty. It's looking good out there at the moment. Each team will have their own game plan for this session, and of course, once the cars leave the garage, they'll be under parc fermé conditions. So any last-minute adjustments need to be done right here and now. Beyond that, it's all up to the driver. Who can keep their tyres in the right temperature? Who can hit their apexes? No race fuel on board these days, of course. These are the fastest cars we've had in a long, long time, and it's right here in qualifying where they're at their absolute peak. Let's get started.
So our Q1 lap is actually pretty good. Pace on Saturday, on Friday practice and Saturday practice were absolutely dog. But with the new engine in the car, we actually have surprisingly good pace. As it would just be 15 right now, but we have a second on our previous Delta, and we're only going to gain from here on out. So yeah, it's looking good. Like I said, Bahrain is like at least one of my least favorite tracks on the calendar. I think it's just absolute dog shite. So, but yeah, we run wide on the last corner, but we go over the line, and it's going to be a splendid P7. I believe I saw that correctly. Yeah, it's P7, so that's a really nice position in Q1. So we're through to Q2. We're going to start from the back, obviously. So that is kind of unfortunate, but yeah. So our Q2 time, we're just going to qualify on the super softs. So a Q2 lap time was actually pretty. I found it pretty scruffy. We went out like at the end of the session. We only set one lap. The lap was like really scruffy in my opinion. I thought we were gonna get knocked out in Q1 or Q2, but that was actually not the case. There's also, I believe, this brought us up to P7 or P8. This qualifying lap. So qualifying is actually looking really good at the moment. Was not expecting that. But yeah, we're obviously gonna start from the back of the grid, so it's not really that useful. But I think it's P8. Yeah, it was P8. So now on to Q3, the final qualifying session, and this one here was actually pretty good. As we go into the final corner of the lap, qualifying's already over. So we're gonna be coming home in a nice and lofty. What's gonna be? What is it gonna be? It's gonna be P7. That's best of the rest once again without the upgrades. So Chris, get yourself some of that. Get the upgrades done for next race.
After an exciting qualifying
And let's look at the grid.
yesterday, let's take a look at how the cars line up. Kimi Raikkonen's perfect lap yesterday sees him start from pole position, and Lewis Hamilton completes the front row. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Vettel, Bottas, Daniel Ricciardo, and Verstappen, Massa, Grosjean, Kvyat, and Nico Hülkenberg, Ocon, Magnussen, Carlos Sainz, and Stroll, Palmer, Alonso, Stoffel Van Dorn, and Pascal Wehrlein. Ericsson and a Force India rounds off the
That's
grid.
right. We're gonna talk from the back, like I
Now
said.
it's almost
So
time to lights out, so let's
yeah.
go down to the track.
Like I hate this race. It's like this and Monaco were like the two worst tracks for me. So yeah, really, it's you know. So it's not. I think it's bad, very very bad. But yeah. So we're gonna stock up on some fuel. We're gonna do the race strategy as usual, and hopefully we can get lights out really soon. So these are the settings I'm rocking with. Feel free to pause them or pause on it to see them. So let's start the race. It is 5 red lights, and we are underway. And it's a pretty okay start. No, not much wheel spin like we usually have. And it's up to 3rd gear, 4th gear, 5th gear, 6th gear. We're on the back of Van Dorn, we're on the back of Wehrlein. Can we get some positions into turn 1? Yes, we can indeed. We dive bomb an absolute huge mass. And we go into P13, P14 as Stroll overtakes us back. This corner here is absolute dog as well. So our engineer says it's a nice start. So hopefully we can dive bomb some more people into turn 2, 3, 4, whatever the hell it is. We're gonna go down the inside of Stroll, and we're gonna go right side by side. Stroll really hanging on there. It's like wow. So we're gonna go into the S's. I hate this section as well. I basically hate the track itself. So hopefully we can dive bomb in down in this corner. Yes, we can. It is P13. We're up into P13. We overtake Stroll. Have a little bit of contact. A little bit of a moment there. And Ocon is next. So this is a very tricky corner. I don't struggle too much with this. Actually, I can get on the power real nice and easy. But yeah, I have taken extra downforce because obviously the upgrade, Chris, is not applied, which would be very handy. So I had to go more downforce, sacrifice straight line speed, which is kind of vital in this thing as well. So we're just down Esteban Ocon right here, and when we go to the straight on lap 2, you can see that we overtake 3 cars into turn 1, and we overshoot the corner. We just outbrake ourselves basically, and Magnussen gets the position back. We're up to P11, overtaking Ocon and Kvyat, I think it was. So right now we're staring at the back of Magnussen's car. Can we overtake him into turn 4? Yes, we can indeed. We go down for a very deep dive bomb, and we are overtaking Kevin Magnussen. Next up is Grosjean, and he has already had a gap like 2 seconds. Yeah, 2.1 seconds. So it's gonna be like catch up basically. The championship leader is now P10 on lap 2. But it doesn't end there. Right, yeah, like I said, right now it's just catch up game basically. We're closing in on Grosjean by 2 times a lap, I think my engineer said. So that's nice. That's nice. I like that. This one here, I feel like I got decent control over this one here actually as well, so that's kind of nice. Also, the next one is just flat out, even without your upgrades, so yeah, it's looking good. So here on lap 4, things are going horribly wrong. We're not getting a gap to Magnussen. We're closing in on Grosjean though, so that's nice. But yeah, I mean, this corner here is so tricky because there's a little bit of a side wind here, so it's very tricky. Like every lap is different, I feel. So yeah, we're actually going to box this lap because my tires were dropping off like an absolute brick. As you can see, we're drifting through the asses basically. So now we get on the power here. We lose the car, we lose control, and we crash into Magnussen, and we lose control even more. And that is our wheel gone, and that is our race over. We get a DNF on race 3, and it's absolutely heartbreaking. That was the Bahrain Grand Prix. Possibly the worst race weekend I've had. Ever. 2 upgrades failing. Crashing out. Having a shitty race. A shitty practice. Luckily we took the grid penalties when we could. Because it was dog.
What do you think made the difference here?
Well, I'd say it's just raw pace, plain and simple.
So, if you guys did enjoy the episode, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe for more F1 content. So, without any further ado, I will catch you guys in the next video. So, until then, bye.
It's got the speed over everyone else, and that's exactly what they had today.
Welcome then to the podium, our top 3 drivers. What a great effort from them today in a very difficult race. And now let's take a look at the driver standings. It wasn't the best weekend for our championship leader, and their advantage at the top has been reduced. Moving on to the driver of the day then. Anthony Davidson, who would you go for?
Well, my driver of the day was Nico Hülkenberg. He did a cracking job moving through the field and just highlighting why he's so